Hello fellow gamers, welcome to Azreality Gaming. My name is Dustin, and today we're going to be doing a Godfall tips and tricks / build guide to help those out there that might be having difficulty beating this game or enjoying this game at all. It is a very difficult and complex game to be able to play, and I have done a scathing review on it, so if you want to check that out, there's going to be a card right up here that you can take a look at to review that review. But other than that, let's get into the tips and tricks. With regard to the skill tree, you're going to want to focus on starting with the 4 main corners. Weapon techniques allow you to do a northern technique or a southern technique, depending upon which button combination you use. This also allows for different combinations from gear that will be associated with those. And we'll show some examples here with this big warhammer. By doing the Northern Cross, it allows you to kind of slam down this big dome, which slows everything down in the area, which is super awesome and super helpful. Allows you to kind of just have your way with the boss, if you will. Shield throw is the next one that you're going to want to pick up. This allows you to be able to do, again, a bunch of different kind of combinations, or at least some range attack, which is very limited in this game, obviously. Plus, this also allows you to pick up items that are kind of floating out in space in some of the levels that you can't actually walk up to and grab or attack. So keep an eye on that. That will help you to acquire different things in the game. Next up would be finesse. Finesse allows you to kind of do a dodge maneuver, which again, you're going to need a lot of that because you're going to be doing a lot of dodging. So again, a crucial skill to start with. And as you progress through it, there are a lot of different combinations you can do with finesse, but I'll let you look into that more yourself. And then lastly, polarity attack. Polarity attack allows you to kind of build up a polarity on your second weapon that you have not currently equipped. You'll see in the bottom right hand corner, the blue bar will kind of fill up. And as it fills up and it's totally full, if you switch to your weapon, to that weapon, it allows you to do kind of an AoE attack, and then also empowers your next few attacks with that weapon. So really powerful to be able to do that. Keep an eye on that ability, and again, invest more points in this if this is a particular style of attacks or skills that you want to do. From there, if you're building an ailment type build, I would always suggest grabbing the ailment skills and maxing those out if you have the ability to do so. It really helps kind of drive that style of play forward for yourself. Anytime you can up your critical hit damage and or critical hit chance, those are also really good skills to focus on. And then don't also forget the power of just adding just basic stats. Might, increasing your damage; vitality, increasing your hit point pool; and then spirit, increasing some of your abilities. Alright, next up we're going to talk about builds. With the builds, we're looking at all the different options that we have available, of course, and we're actually looking at our gear first to kind of see which gear that we have that might best suit the different Valorite plates that are out there. And what I mean by that is if you have like a bunch of fire gear or gear that does a lot of extra fire damage, you might want to end up picking the fire suit. In this case, we've got a lot of curse type of a gear on our character, so we're going to choose the Mobius Valorite plate. And if we look here, this is definitely a curse type build. I've just copied over my abilities here, my loadout. And we've got, plus 10% chance to inflict curse. During Archon Fury, you've got 90% chance to inflict curse, which is huge. 100% damage to curse enemies. So once you've got that maxed out and you've got all your weapons and all your gear having curse stuff, you just melt things down super duper fast. Your attacks deal void damage again, of course that's what we want. And of course we want all of our weapons also to have void associated with them too. Okay, we're going to want to take a look at our rings, and again we're going through and just making sure that all of our gear choices align correctly with void damage or some sort of curse benefit or bonus, whether that's curse damage or inflicting curse. Also, critical hit damage is another key skill or critical hit chance that we're looking for in this build. So we're looking through, and I'm just going to go ahead and again kind of fast forward here to show all the different gear options that are available so that you can select the right one for yourself depending upon which ailment type build you choose. When it comes to augment, you'll want to pay special attention to placement of some of these. Some of these will have abilities or extra bonuses that if they're next to other green items, or if you have over 300 spirit in the vicinity of the particular augment. So keep an eye on those when you're placing those. But again, focusing on which style of attacks are you doing, and or what ailment are you trying to focus on, whether it's curse, in case with this build, and find augments that match that. Okay, now we're going to look at doing some upgrades here for our weapons and how we do that. This ring here it's green, but it's one that's got inflict curse damage, so we want to try to increase this. We always want to enchant first. The reason why we want to do that before we try to do the upgrades is because as you enchant it and it goes from blue to purple, purple to orange, etc., it unlocks extra secondary abilities, and then when you actually do the upgrades, you can choose those as your particular upgrade options. If you don't, you're kind of railroaded into just a specific one. So I want to max this out first with our enchant, get it all the way up to the most, highest amount. There we go. So nothing that really directly helps our build, but that's okay. Maybe we'll be able to do an upgrade here and pick something that's appropriate. Let's see, keep upgrading. This next one on the third usually gives us the option to upgrade one of the skills. Here we go, choose a trait to upgrade. I think I'm going to choose weapon technique damage. There we go. And then upgrading it one more time. This is pretty costly stuff. I'm just kind of wasting a lot of my abilities to show this, or my materials, but that's okay. And at this point when I upgrade, I'm going to get a Mastercraft option. There we go. And we've got the void damage. So again, or also damage to curse enemies. There we are, even better. So again, we're an ailment build, we're choosing that. Now we've got curse damage to enemies, chance to inflict curse, really buffing up this class to make it very curse friendly. Okay, we've got our weapon that we want to add into this rotation. Again, void DPS is associated with curse, so let's upgrade this a little bit here and see what other options we can get on this. And if we can upgrade, yep, so now we can do plus 24 damage to cursed enemies, so we're going to upgrade that. There we go, excellent. Next up, we're going to talk about the weapon timing. This is a skill from your skill tree that has a little bit of finesse to it. So we're going to show here that every attack that you do is either a fast attack or a powerful attack. If you time it just right after that swing finishes the animation, and then click it again, as you can see here, you'll do kind of an extra damage attack. You'll see kind of like an orange glow that goes around you, and then that empowers that next strike that you do. So if you can, get into a point where you can actually do this in combat, sometimes the monsters are just rushing at you non-stop, so you can't. So it makes it a little difficult. But if you're in a group of enemies that you can actually do those techniques, or you've stunned the monster in some way, if you can remember to click once and then wait until the animation finishes and then click again. Like I said, I'd go to the practice area of the game and just practice those over and over again until you get better at them. They do really help. Different weapons have different abilities on those, so you can do like big AoEs to help clear a whole monster area out if you want, or you can also do things like I think you throw your weapon. So check into those, they're a lot of fun, and I think it'll really help you out in combat. My last tip and trick for you is to just slow down. Really watch what the enemies are doing or the bosses are doing, learn the mechanics, learn when you can go in, do a couple attacks, and then dodge and get out. Know your abilities and know when to best push them forward and when to sit back and hold and be defensive. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informative. Please give it a like if you do. Maybe consider subscribing. I do new videos every single week, whether the build videos, review videos, from retro games to modern games. And until then, we'll see you guys next time.